Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today, we are going to explore a new tool called Storytell. Storytell helps display internal documentation. It allows the creation of market research reports, NPS, PRDs, and various other types of documents. Prompts need to be provided for this purpose. However, instead of focusing on prompts, let's look at how Storytell transforms data into insights. It offers features like bring your data chaos, chat with your data, uncover insights, and make decisions. A significant portion, around 80% of business data, often goes unused, and Storytell helps convert that into meaningful insights. Here, there are options to handle different types of business data directly. Several platforms are available to help transform disorganized data into actionable outputs. Various concepts are also provided. Under the Resources section, helpful materials are available. The use cases offered are very intellectually driven. In the Team Dynamics section, it's possible to enhance team communication. For those needing to create PRDs or similar documentation, it can be done directly within the platform. Let me demonstrate what can be done here. First, there are model options available. It's possible to select a specific model manually or simply allow Storytell to choose the most suitable one automatically. Premium models are also accessible for use. Next, a prompt needs to be added. I will enter a prompt here, create a comprehensive product requirement summary for a new tech-based e-commerce platform. The platform should enable users to browse, search, and add various options. Storytell has automatically refined and enhanced the prompt. As soon as it is submitted, it begins processing the data in depth. Once the processing is complete, the data will be utilized within the platform. At this point, it indicates that no matching data could be found. The message suggests that access to the collection is not available and that viewing assets is expected. This implies the collection hasn't been included yet. Therefore, it's necessary to add the complete dataset. I will return to the website. All relevant prompts need to be included here. With those prompts, the corresponding data or citations must be used. It's important to review the different attachments available. A detailed prompt has been prepared here, which includes all the necessary information. Once submitted, it will generate content relevant to the selected topic. However, it shows that no matching data was found. The message indicates that either the collection hasn't been included or the assets have already been uploaded. If there's an issue with the assets, simply clicking and resending the prompt will return results based on both the personal collection and public knowledge. If the prompt is added solely based on public knowledge, a response will still be generated accordingly. However, relying only on general data is not effective. A mistake was made earlier by combining personal collection data with public sources. This mix caused the resulting analysis to become too vague. Let's say there's a need to generate a personal analysis. For that, assets must be added here. Including assets requires several components. A response has already been generated, but to include assets, this section needs to be accessed. Whether it's a website link or pasted content, every file format is supported and can be uploaded here. This builds a foundational knowledge base to work from. Based on that information, whether it's analytics or visual word graphs, research can be conducted accordingly. A detailed response has been provided already. Now that this has been tested, a new chat will be opened. Within the new chat, a password is required. The next step involves accessing the Assets section. To add assets, clicking the relevant option is necessary. At this stage, both assets related to the data are visible. Multiple short files appear here. Once these are fully loaded, they will be processed and a corresponding response will be generated. It shows that 3% of the content extraction process has been completed. With public knowledge now accessible, heading to the prompt library reveals quick summaries ready to use. Any of these summaries can be selected. For instance, to perform a SWOT analysis, that specific prompt can be applied. All prompts undergo enhancement. Once refined, an optimized prompt is selected. This particular prompt is preferred since it's structured to function effectively with the tool. At this stage, some processing time is expected. The tool is currently bypassing public knowledge, since a personal knowledge base has been provided. Both personal and public data sources are accessible here. What happens next is a complete reasoning process. Following that, it will present all discussions related to the uploaded content. It evaluates strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and other key aspects. In the end, it introduces all the relevant content and provides the associated knowledge base as well. Here, a detailed analysis has been generated. It states that, based on the product sale, external data, and documents provided, the analysis has been completed using the full set of options. If there's a need to download the insights in CSV format, that can be done directly. This showcases how the entire process functions. It outlines the strengths, followed by the weaknesses. Both internal limitations are clearly mentioned, identifying specific issues. After that, it highlights the opportunities, presenting external advantages. External threats are also listed. Then come the strategic action tables. Alongside these, there are suggestions for addressing potential risks. If any section seems unclear or needs refinement, various support tools are available. These include options like "Help me explain this," "Get a more in-depth answer," "Rewrite this for a different audience," and "Analyze and feed." For instance, if the explanation option is selected, with the request to simplify it for a middle school student, the tool immediately starts generating a more accessible explanation. At the end, the prompt is processed and begins providing the explanation. Additionally, it highlights areas like doubling down on strengths and opportunities. Then it lists fixable strengths and threats, as well as inaccessible opportunities, covering elements such as weaknesses and potential gains. All of this information is presented clearly. If there's a need to download the complete report, the response can be copied and pasted into a document. This generates a well-organized, detailed answer. Once copied, it begins to calculate the content size. The report spans approximately 13 pages, containing insights relevant to the topic. Within this content, everything is clearly identified. After identification, the full data becomes available. And what made this possible was attaching the relevant files. Upon returning to the main view, it becomes evident that 4 different assets were discussed, all of which were incorporated into the analysis. And whatever the task may be, it can be managed effectively. Similarly, there are several other scenarios available. These can be used for comprehensive analysis. For instance, exploring the prompt library reveals various categories. There's a summary option, followed by a SWOT analysis, and even a simplified explanation feature labeled "Explain it like I'm 5." In addition, there are customized choices and shared options. If there's a need to create a new prompt, it can be built manually and applied as needed. Various use cases are also included. Moreover, this functions as a tool that is accessible free of charge. It supports a range of purposes. It enables scaling knowledge, strengthening teams, and supporting strategic decisions. There are reliable inputs offered. Data can be dissected and common data barriers can be eliminated. Instead of encountering obstacles, this tool allows direct access to essential information. It provides futuristic reporting formats. These reports, once selected, are returned in an enhanced format. They can then be utilized for improved accessibility and clearer understanding of business insights. Hopefully, this video has been helpful. Subscribe to the channel and tap the bell icon to stay updated with the latest developments and upcoming trends emerging in the market.